The paper hit the counter with a slap that echoed through the bank hall. Amara didn't mean to do it that hard. Her hand just moved before her mind caught up. The clerk flinched. A security guard looked up. Her name sat at the top of the page. Bold. Centered. Final. Amara Okoye. Below it, numbers climbed in neat columns, cold and confident, like they had always belonged there. "That's not possible," Amara said. Her voice sounded steady, which surprised her. "There's a mistake." The clerk didn't answer right away. He stared at the screen, then back at the paper, then at her face. His eyes lingered a second too long, the way people look when they've already decided something and don't want to say it out loud. "Ma'am," he said slowly, "this account is under review." "Review for what?" she asked. He lowered his voice. "Irregular activity." The word landed heavy. Amara felt her chest tighten. Not panic yet. Just pressure. Like something large was leaning on her from the inside. She laughed once, short and dry. "That's impossible. I work. I pay my taxes. I barely even use credit." The clerk swallowed. "Please step to the side. Someone will assist you." The guard was already closer now. Not touching her. Not threatening. Just present. Amara gathered the papers with shaking fingers and moved aside. She could feel people watching. She hated that part the most. Being seen when you didn't understand what was happening to you. Her phone buzzed in her hand. Ji-hoon. She almost answered. Almost. The screen went dark. And before the truth sinks in any deeper, before this moment gets even worse, pause with me for a second. If you're watching this and you care about stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Like this video so it reaches more people. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Thank you and enjoy watching. 2 years earlier, she would have laughed at the idea that a piece of paper could do this to her. Back then, everything felt simple. They met on a rainy evening near Hongdae. She had ducked into a small cafe to escape the cold. He was already there, arguing softly with the barista in a mix of English and Korean, trying to explain that her order was wrong but smiling like it didn't matter. When he turned and caught Amara watching, he smiled at her too. Not the practice kind. The real one. The kind that lifts the corners of the eyes first. "Do you speak Korean?" he asked. "Badly," she said. "Perfect," he replied. "Then we can be confused together." They talked until the rain stopped and started again. About food. About home. About how lonely cities can be when you're new to them. He didn't ask her why she moved to Korea right away. He didn't ask how long she planned to stay. He just listened, nodding, asking small questions that made her feel seen without being inspected. When he walked her to the train station, he kept a careful distance. No reaching. No assumptions. "I'd like to see you again," he said, hands in his coat pockets. "But only if you want to." She did. They took things slow. Too slow, some of her friends said. But Amara liked it that way. With Ji-hoon, nothing felt rushed. He explained cultural things without making her feel small. He defended her when strangers stared. He corrected people gently when they spoke over her. When he introduced her to his parents, his mother smiled politely and his father shook her hand with firm approval. They spoke about her job, her education, her family back home. They praised her Korean, even when it faltered. "She is very patient," his mother said, smiling at Ji-hoon. "That is good." Amara took it as a compliment. The proposal came quietly. No crowd. No kneeling. Just the two of them sitting on the floor of their apartment, eating late-night noodles. "I don't want you to feel trapped here," Ji-hoon said. "But I don't want to imagine my life without you." She said yes before fear could catch up. Marriage didn't change him at first. If anything, he seemed softer. More protective. He handled paperwork she didn't understand. He went with her to offices so she wouldn't feel lost. He translated documents quickly, confidently. "This one is just tax-related," he said once, sliding a form toward her across the dining table. "It makes things simpler." She hesitated, pen hovering. "Is it okay?" she asked. He smiled. "Of course. It's just formalities." She signed. Another time, another form. "Family business stuff," he said. "Nothing serious." She signed again. Each time, it felt easier. Trust builds momentum. You stop checking where your feet land. Back in the bank, a woman in a navy blazer approached her. "Ms. Okoye," she said, professional and distant. "Please come with me." They sat in a small room with glass walls. Too visible. Too quiet. The woman placed a tablet between them and tapped the screen. Amara leaned forward. There it was again. Her name. Her signature. Multiple accounts. Loans. Guarantees. Her stomach dropped. "I don't understand," Amara said. "I've never taken these loans." The woman folded her hands. "They are legally registered under your name." Legally. Amara's phone buzzed again. Ji-hoon. This time she answered. "Where are you?" he asked. "At the bank." Silence stretched. Just long enough. "Why?" he asked. Her throat tightened. "Why do you think?" Another pause. Longer. "I'll come," he said. "Let's talk at home." "No," Amara said. The word surprised her. "Talk now." He exhaled slowly. "Amara, it's complicated." Her chest finally cracked open. Panic rushed in, hot and sharp. "What did you do?" she whispered. "I fixed something," he said. "For my family." Her hands trembled. She pressed them flat against her thighs. "Whose name is on it?" she asked. He didn't answer. "Ji-hoon," she said, her voice breaking now, "whose name is on it?" "It was temporary," he said. "I was going to move it back." Her vision blurred. "That's my name," she said. "That's my life." "I know," he replied softly. "I did it because I love you." Amara closed her eyes. Around her, the bank hummed with quiet order. Pens scratched paper. Screens beeped. People moved on with their lives. Her world had just tilted. When she opened her eyes again, the woman in the blazer was watching her carefully. "There is one more thing," the woman said. "Your immigration status has been flagged for review." The room seemed to shrink. Amara nodded slowly, as if she understood. As if any of this made sense. She stood up on unsteady legs, clutching the papers to her chest like they could anchor her. Outside, the sky had darkened. Clouds pressed low, heavy with rain. She didn't go home. She walked until her feet hurt, until her phone stopped buzzing, until one thought cut through the noise and refused to leave. She had signed those papers because she loved him. And now love has a balance sheet. The security gate slid open with a sharp click. Amara stepped back instinctively. "Ma'am," the guard said, "not unkind, you can't go back in there." "I'm not trying to," she replied. Her voice sounded far away to her own ears. She stood on the sidewalk outside the bank, papers crushed in her hand, the city moving around her like nothing had happened. People laughed. A couple argued softly. Someone spilled coffee and cursed under their breath. Her phone vibrated again. Ji-hoon. She didn't answer. She crossed the street without looking, the sound of a car horn snapping her back just in time. Her heart pounded hard enough to hurt. She pressed a hand to her chest and forced herself to breathe. In. Out. She ducked into a convenience store and leaned against the cold glass of the drink fridge. The chill seeped through her coat, grounding her. Her phone buzzed again. This time a text. "Where are you?" She typed back before she could stop herself. "At the bank." "What did you do?" The reply came slower than before. "I told you. It was temporary." Temporary. The word sat wrong in her mouth. She typed again. "My name is flagged." Immigration flagged. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. "Let's talk at home." No. She didn't add anything else. She turned the phone face down and slid it into her pocket. When she stepped back outside, it started to rain. Not heavy. Just enough to soak through if you stood still. She walked. Her mind kept replaying the woman's voice in that glass room. "Legally registered under your name." Legally. Amara stopped under an awning and pulled the papers back out. She forced herself to look this time. To really look. The signatures matched. Every curve. Every pause. Her hand. Her name. She remembered signing. Sitting at their table. Ji-hoon across from her, sleeves rolled up, hair slightly messy from work. "It's just formalities," he'd said. She trusted the tone more than the words. Her phone buzzed again. A different name this time. Tund. She hesitated, then answered. Hey, he said. You okay? No, she said. The honesty surprised her. I'm not. A pause. Where are you? Near the bank. Another pause. Longer. Careful. Did something happen? Yes. She heard him exhale. Do you want to talk, or do you want me to come get you? Talk, she said. Just talk. She told him everything in pieces. The debt. The signatures. The flag on her status. Tund didn't interrupt. When she finished, there was silence on the line. Not awkward. Heavy. Amara, he said finally, did you sign anything you didn't read? She closed her eyes. Yes. More than once. Yes. He didn't say I told you so. That hurt more. Okay, he said slowly. Then listen to me. You need to be careful. This kind of thing, it doesn't end clean. I know. No, he said. I don't think you do. She swallowed. Are you saying this happens a lot? Another pause. It happens enough, he said. After they hung up, she stood there for a long time, rain dripping off the edge of the awning, her shoes slowly soaking through. When she finally went home, the apartment was dark. Ji-hoon sat at the table. The same table where she had signed her name away without knowing it. He stood when he saw her. You should have answered, he said. You should have told me, she replied. They stared at each other. Something had shifted. The air felt tighter. Sharper. I was going to, he said. I just needed time. Time for what? She asked. For me to get arrested? He flinched. Don't say that. Why not? She snapped. That's where this goes. He ran a hand through his hair. You're overreacting. That word. Overreacting. Her laugh came out wrong. They flagged my status. They review things all the time. They don't review everyone, she said. They review people when something is wrong. He looked away. That was answer enough. She stepped closer. Say it. Say what? Say whose idea it was. His jaw tightened. It doesn't matter. It matters to me. My parents needed help, he said. The business. Whose idea? She repeated. He hesitated. Just a fraction. Hers. His mother's. Amara nodded slowly, like she was piecing together a puzzle she never wanted to see completed. And you? She asked. What part did you play? I made sure it worked, he said. I made sure it was legal. Legal again. She sank into the chair opposite him. Her legs felt weak. You knew before you married me, she said. He didn't answer. You knew, she repeated. I knew it might be needed, he said quietly. Her chest felt hollow. So I was always part of the plan. No, he said quickly. You were part of my life. That's not the same thing, she said. Silence stretched between them, thick and ugly. Her phone buzzed on the table. A message from an unknown number. Immigration office. Please attend a review appointment tomorrow at 9 a.m. Her hands shook as she slid the phone toward him. He read it. His face drained of color. It's fine, he said too fast. I'll come with you. She pulled the phone back. You can't come with me. What do you mean? I mean, she said slowly, choosing each word, this is my problem now. That's what you made it. He opened his mouth. Closed it. That night, Amara lay awake listening to him breathe beside her. Each inhale sounded like a countdown. Each exhale like a warning. She stared at the ceiling, replaying every signed page. Every smile. Every moment she had mistaken calm for safety. In the morning, she dressed quietly. No makeup. No jewelry. She left her wedding ring on the dresser. At the door, Ji-hoon spoke without turning around. We'll fix this, he said. She paused with her hand on the handle. Tell me the truth, she said. All of it. He was silent. When she stepped into the hallway, her phone buzzed again. A message from Tund. Be careful what you say today. Some truths don't protect you. Amara stared at the screen as the elevator doors slid shut. For the first time since the bank, one thought settled clearly in her mind. If she told the truth, someone else would pay for it. And she didn't yet know if she was willing to do that. Every paper had his fingerprints on it. Not literally, but in the way it had been placed in front of her. The way he had explained it. The way he had smiled when she hesitated. By the time the sun started to rise, her eyes burned and her hands were steady. That scared her more than the panic had. At 8:45, she sat in a plastic chair in a government office that smelled like disinfectant and old paper. The walls were white. Too white. The kind that made you feel exposed. Her name was called. The officer was polite. That was worse. He spoke slowly. Asked routine questions. Confirmed her address. Her job. Her marital status. Then he turned the screen slightly so she could see it. Accounts. Loans. Guarantees. You are listed as the primary holder, he said. Can you explain this? Amara's mouth went dry. She thought of Tun's message. Be careful what you say. I didn't understand what I was signing, she said carefully. The officer nodded, typing. So you admit you signed? Yes. And you were married at the time? Yes. He paused. Looked at her. Really looked. Then legally, he said, responsibility may fall to you. May. She nodded again. She had learned nodding didn't cost anything. When she left the building, the sky was bright and cruel. People walked past her laughing into phones, carrying coffee, living. Her phone buzzed. Ji-hoon. She answered. Where are you? He asked. Outside immigration. A sharp inhale. Why didn't you wait for me? You didn't come home, she said. I was trying to fix things. You mean delay them? Silence. Come home, he said. We need to talk. We've been talking, she replied. You just haven't been answering. When she walked into the apartment, his mother was already there. She sat at the table, hands folded, back straight. A cup of tea steamed in front of her. The apartment smelled faintly of ginger. Amara stopped just inside the doorway. No one stood to greet her. Sit, his mother said gently, gesturing to the chair opposite her. Ji-hoon hovered near the counter, arms crossed, eyes darting between them. Amara sat. His mother smiled. The kind that showed no teeth. You look tired, she said. You should take better care of yourself. Amara said nothing. We are family now, the woman continued. Family shares burdens. Amara felt something tighten in her stomach. You used my name, she said. The smile didn't fade. Your name gave us time. My name gave you protection, Amara said. From consequences. Ji-hoon stepped forward. Amara, please. She didn't look at him. You didn't ask, she said. You decided. His mother tilted her head. You benefited too. Amara finally met her eyes. How? You live here, she said calmly. You work. You stay. Without trouble. Amara's hands curled into fists under the table. So if I speak, Amara said slowly, that goes away. The woman shrugged slightly. Things become complicated. Ji-hoon's voice cracked. She's not threatening you. Amara laughed softly. It came out wrong. She doesn't have to. The older woman stood. She moved around the table and placed a hand on Amara's shoulder. Light. Possessive. Be patient, she said. This will pass. Amara stood so fast the chair scraped loudly against the floor. Don't touch me. The room froze. The woman withdrew her hand, still smiling, but her eyes had hardened. You are emotional, she said. That is understandable. Amara turned to Ji-hoon. Did you know she would be here? Yes, he admitted. I thought it would help. Help. She shook her head slowly. You brought her to manage me. That's not fair, he said. She's my mother. And I'm your wife, Amara said. Or was that just paperwork too? The words hit him harder than she expected. His face crumpled for a moment before he pulled it back together. Everything I did, he said, I did to keep us together. By tying me to your family forever, she replied. By making sure I couldn't leave. His mother picked up her bag. We should go, she said calmly. You need rest. She paused at the door and looked back at Amara. Think carefully, she said. Truth is not always kind. When the door closed, the apartment felt smaller. Ji-hoon sank into the chair she had just vacated. I never meant to trap you, he said. But you did, Amara replied. He looked up at her, eyes red. If you speak, everything collapses. That's not my fault. It becomes your responsibility. There it was. She walked to the bedroom and closed the door behind her. Locked it. Her phone vibrated in her hand. Sun-hee, can we meet tonight? Not safe to talk on the phone. Amara stared at the message. She typed back. Where? A reply came almost instantly. Near the river. You need to understand how deep this goes. Amara sat on the edge of the bed, heart pounding, phone warm in her palm. In the living room, she could hear Ji-hoon moving, opening drawers, making calls in a low voice. She pressed record on her phone. Not to confront him, just to remember. That night, standing by the river under flickering streetlights, Sun-hee spoke fast and low. You're not the first, she said. You won't be the last. Amara felt the ground tilt again. They build everything on consent, Sun-hee continued. Confused consent. Trust-based consent. And the law? Amara asked. Sun-hee laughed without humor. The law loves clean signatures. Amara looked out at the black water sliding past them, endless and indifferent. Then what happens to me, she asked, if I tell the truth? Sun-hee didn't answer right away. When this breaks, she said finally, innocent people lose jobs. Families lose visas. Some disappear. Amara closed her eyes. The city lights shimmered on the water like broken glass. She had wanted the truth. Now she understood the price of saying it. Amara didn't go straight home after the river. She walked until the cold crept through her coat and settled into her bones. The city felt different now. Not hostile. Indifferent. Like it had always been this way and she was only just noticing. When she finally entered the apartment, the lights were off. Ji-hoon's shoes were by the door, placed neatly side by side. A small, ordinary detail that made her chest ache. She kicked off her own shoes and stood there for a moment, listening. No voices. No movement. She went into the kitchen and poured herself a glass of water. Her hands shook so badly she had to use both of them. The glass clinked softly against the counter. Sun-hee's words echoed in her head. Confused consent. Trust-based consent. Amara sat at the table again. The same table. She traced a faint scratch on the surface where she'd once spilled soup and laughed about it. Her phone buzzed. Tunned. Did you talk to him? She stared at the message for a long time before replying. Not really. Another message came almost immediately. Then don't. Listen to me. This isn't something you win by being honest. She typed back. Then how do I win? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. You don't. You survive. The words settled heavily in her chest. She didn't sleep much that night. When she did drift off, she dreamed of papers falling from the sky, blank at first, then slowly filling with her name until she was buried under them. In the morning, Ji-hoon was gone. No note. No message. Just an email notification waiting on her phone. Account access restricted pending review. Her stomach dropped. She opened her banking app. Locked. Tried another. Locked. She exhaled slowly and sat down, gripping the edge of the bed. This was escalation. Not a mistake. She showered, dressed, and went to work anyway. Normality felt like armor. At the office, her manager asked her to step aside. His tone was careful. Too careful. There's been an inquiry, he said. Nothing official. Just background. About what, Amara asked, though she already knew. Financial irregularities tied to your name. The room seemed to tilt. We're not accusing you of anything, he added quickly. But HR needs to pause some things. Pause what? Your access. For now. She nodded. Picked up her bag. Walked out without saying goodbye. On the street, she stood still as people flowed around her like water around a rock. Her phone rang. Ji-hoon. She answered. What's happening? She demanded. He didn't pretend anymore. Things are moving. You froze my accounts. They were going to do it anyway. So you did it first. He didn't deny it. I told you this would get complicated, he said. You told me it was temporary. It still can be. Her laugh was sharp. By when? After I lose my job. After I'm deported. You won't be deported, he said. Not if you stay quiet. There it was again. Stay quiet. She hung up without saying goodbye. That afternoon, his mother called. Amara almost didn't answer. Almost. Come by, the woman said warmly. We should talk like family. I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's necessary. The address she sent wasn't the family home. It was an office. Glass walls. Clean lines. Security at the door. Amara felt exposed walking in, like everyone could see the weight she was carrying. Jihoon's parents sat across from her in a conference room that smelled faintly of expensive tea and polished wood. Jihoon stood behind them, arms folded. No seat was offered. "We want to help you," his father said calmly. Amara didn't respond. "You are in a difficult position," his mother added. "And so are we." "Because of me," Amara said. "Because of timing," the woman corrected. "And misunderstandings." Amara laughed softly. "You moved debt into my name." "That was legal," his father said. "And reversible." "When?" "When things stabilize." "And until then," Amara said, "I carry it." "You carry it briefly," his mother said. "So that everyone survives." Amara looked at Jihoon. "You knew?" He nodded once. "I knew." The admission felt heavier than shouting would have. "What happens if I refuse?" Amara asked. The room went quiet. His father leaned back. "Then you become a liability." The word landed clean and sharp. "A liability," Amara repeated. "Yes," his mother said gently. "To the business. To the family. Even to yourself." "Is that a threat?" "It's reality." Amara's pulse thundered in her ears. She could feel sweat gathering at the base of her neck. "I want it in writing," she said suddenly. They paused. "Everything," she continued. "What you expect from me. What you promise in return." Jihoon looked at her sharply. "Amara." She held up a hand. "If you want my silence, you can be clear about it." His parents exchanged a glance. "That won't be necessary," his father said. "It is for me," Amara replied. The meeting ended quickly after that. Outside, the air felt thin. Hard to breathe. Her phone buzzed again. "Sunhee. They're pressuring you, right?" "Yes." "Then listen carefully. If you go public, workers lose jobs. If you stay silent, you lose yourself." Amara closed her eyes. "What do I do?" Sunhee took longer to reply. "You decide who you're willing to hurt." That night, Amara sat alone in the apartment. Jihoon hadn't come home. She spread the documents across the table again. Not looking for answers this time. Looking for leverage. She noticed patterns she'd ignored before. Dates. Connections. Timing. The system wasn't built for accidents. It was built for people like her. People who trusted.